Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. It was a cyber-enabled crime that's now heading to the Colorado Supreme Court.
Nearly 3 years ago, a Senegalese family of 5 were killed in a house fire in Denver's Green Valley Ranch neighborhood. Denver police arrested 3 juvenile suspects, but cases for 2 now hang on a Supreme Court decision centering on officers' controversial use of a Google keyword search warrant. And the question, did the Digital Dragnet violate constitutional rights?
Well, tonight, Denver 7's Russell Haythorn begins our in-depth coverage, digging into police use of internet data to solve crimes, and the web's Colorado Supreme Court now has to untangle.
The horrific fire made headlines back in August 2020.
This situation is hard. It's terrible.
I lost my entire family.
Killing a family of 5, including 2 children. Many of the facts of the case are indisputable, but what is highly debatable is what led police to the suspects.
Literally unprecedented.
Keywords warrants is just so brand new.
After the fire, Denver police struggled to identify the 3 masked suspects caught on video. Then, 6 months later, a major break in the case. Denver police asked Google for all records of people who searched the exact address of the home that was set on fire, 5312 North Truckee Street in Green Valley Ranch. What police requested is called a keyword or reverse search.
The reason why they call it a reverse search is with normal searches, you have an individual who you have as a suspect and you're trying to find some information about that individual. Here you've got some information and you're trying to use that to identify the suspect.
We're getting a warrant for some history. We don't know who, and we're hoping the history will lead us to a person.
And in fact, it did. Police used that keyword Google search to locate and finally arrest teenagers Gavin Seymour, Kevin Bowie, and a third teen who was just 14 years old at the time of the crime.
Google was asked to provide to law enforcement every single person, maybe in Colorado, but it looks like probably in the world, who searched for either in the Google app itself or in Google Maps for a particular address.
That's why this case is now before the Colorado Supreme Court.
Lots of juicy questions here. It's about privacy. Specifically and legally, it's about whether or not this obtaining of the information, particularly the IP address of the defendant, was a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
This is so brand new, the courts are going to have to make some decisions.
The Fourth Amendment prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures.
If it is an unreasonable search, does that mean the evidence should have been excluded at the defendant's trial?
Experts say probable cause is also a question here because in order to have probable cause, you need specific individualized suspicion for a person being searched.
And crucially, they had no specific individualized suspicion about the defendant because they didn't know who he was yet.
You have to give the judge particulars, information, dates, times, places, people.
If the Colorado Supreme Court rules this search was unreasonable, the implications could be huge because all of that evidence would be thrown out at trial.
The argument from the defendant or defendants is that because the information was obtained in violation of their Fourth Amendment rights, the judge made an error at trial in allowing that to be presented.
Our experts are at odds about whether your Google searches are private.
Is it reasonable for you to assume that that will be private? I think most people on their common sense would say absolutely.
Is it private? And I don't think so.
Whatever the Supreme Court decides, the process of untangling this web created by cyber crimes on the web will be painful, especially for the family of the victims.
Just not normal anymore. They destroy our life.
Russell Haythorn, Denver 7.
And one of the suspects that Russell mentioned there, Kevin Bowie, is due in court at the end of the month.
And now looking closer at the opposition to reverse keyword search warrants. While the information can be pivotal to investigators, experts fear that authorities could weaponize data to prosecute crimes over state lines, such as people seeking abortions.
It's cool to think, oh, this can really catch a murderer. Everybody's for that. What might not be so cool is if it's somebody Googling where can I get an abortion and what is the map to that place. That takes on a whole different kind of light. It scares us.
And it's a concern shared by California lawmakers who are now reevaluating threats to digital privacy. This year, they introduced a bill banning law enforcement from using reverse keyword search warrants and California-based tech companies like Google from complying with such requests. And that bill has yet to pass.
And this really is a wake-up call for judges rubber stamping these types of warrants. A similar police tactic called geofencing was ruled unconstitutional by a federal judge last year after Virginia police used cell phone data to track people near the scene of a bank robbery. And the implications here run deep. Those warrants have been used to solve all kinds of crimes, from identifying people who stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and as recently as a murder right here in Colorado last month.